Hey. I want to be transparent in this video without letting it all hang out, but I want to be real and share what has worked for me, what is working for me, and has helped me heal in certain painful areas of my life that I've been through. And I am not one to pretend like I've had the perfect life. I've never been through anything. I have it all together. So let me just say, hurt, pain, disappointment, betrayal, heartbreak, difficulty, struggles. I've had my share. I have been through some very painful, very traumatic situations, like most of us have. I mean, pretty big things, pretty big deals that have the potential to affect so many areas of my life. Self-esteem, joy, relationships, all relationships, mental health, my mindset, the way I view others and treat others, etc., etc., etc. The list goes on. I just realized for me, and really for everybody, the things that we've gone through in our past that have hurt us, that have damaged us to a certain degree, could potentially affect us in many different ways in our present and future lives if we don't move past it. When I came to this understanding and realization that I was being robbed and had the potential to be robbed of so many wonderful things because of past hurt, I decided that I won't let anything in the past rob me of anything in my present or anything in my future. Not physically, not mentally, not emotionally, nothing. I'm not having it. So recently I was doing some self-assessment on how I can tie some of my choices, feelings, behaviors, and outlooks to certain events from the past, and how those choices and feelings and outlooks could be a hindrance on my future growth, my future healing, and my future ability to move past and grow from what I've been through. Pinpointing the roots of those traits and tendencies and mindsets and behaviors has been pivotal in me being able to move forward and make progress in certain areas of my life. I'm not willing to be triggered by something forever. I'm not going to do it. So I found the roots of those triggers, and that is a place where I've been able to find further healing, growth, development in those hurting areas. Now, our past pain and trauma can be from our adult life or from childhood. You have to be able to detach certain people from their past mistakes. That is when it was an actual mistake and not a character flaw. It's one thing when someone shows you who they actually are versus someone making a poor choice that has caused hurt or pain. I don't believe that I have any childhood trauma other than my dad passing away when I was 16 years old. That was very traumatic. But even childhood trauma can affect our adult life, our adult relationships, our adult mindsets, behaviors, and mental health if we're not careful, mindful, intentional in dealing with that trauma. No trauma, no hurt, no pain just goes away automatically. It has to be dealt with. So just be mindful of how things that you may have went through when you were a child could be a reason for certain behaviors within yourself as an adult. This is not an excuse to say, well, my past trauma is the reason that I'm this way. Pinpoint it, get healing from it. So dealing with past hurt, pain is not easy. I personally have not seen a therapist, but I am not against it at all by any means. And just want to encourage anybody who feels they can benefit from it to go ahead and do it so that you can take steps towards your healing. Now, sometimes we hear the word pray or just pray and we're immediately turned off because we think to ourselves, okay, well, I have prayed and I'm still hurting. I still feel pain and I'm still affected by it. So what's up? Well, first of all, I do believe that prayers do give you the answer, but sometimes the answer is do this, take these steps, or here's what will help. A lot of times we expect our prayers to just force certain things out of us or force us into doing what is necessary to see change without actually doing the work or going through the tedious process. But secondly, pertaining to prayer, we have to pray in faith, which means we believe even when it doesn't look like it or when it doesn't feel like it. We hold on to the belief that God has answered our prayer and we are healed from the situation even when we don't feel like it and even when it doesn't seem like it. And then before we know it, it will seem like it. It will feel like it. It will look like it. So back to my personal situations, I have prayed to God for healing over certain areas of pain from my past and my life. And while God did heal the pain, he also answered my prayers by giving me steps to take and things to do. Pray simply by itself is just so vague because we have a part to play. We ask for God's intervention because we have to give him permission. He doesn't force himself into people's situations and into their lives. But then we have to do our own part too. We have to have willingness. We have to forgive. So while we're praying to him for answers, he's answering, but we have to open up. And we have to get out of his way. So for me, God healed the initial sting, the initial hurt, the initial pain. And he then showed me areas that I need to work on within myself. Holding on to certain things pertaining to my specific situations was stopping my own self from getting the full healing that he was trying to give me because I was holding on to certain things. When we are willing to do our part in our healing process and not expecting things to just disappear, we reach a new level of freedom and healing. We find ourselves again. We're not affected by things that we once were affected by. I have seen myself be able to move forward even more than I had already been. I thought I was moving forward, but when I reached this level of freedom, I had been able to move forward even more. I had to let go of resentment, anger, hostility, and they rob us of so much. And the last thing that I had to do, you probably need to do as well, is let go of the pain. Stop saying my pain, my trauma, let it go. It's not ours. It happened, it hurt, it's over. And if we don't want it anymore, we have to stop claiming it, release it and let it go. Only refer to it when dealing with healing, growth, and when referencing it from a place of freedom, thanksgiving, and testimony, which is help to others. We have to stop talking about it for means of self-pity, pity from others, to wallow in sorrow. Of course, allow yourself a grieving period. Give yourself time to feel. We're human. We have feelings. We need to feel. But don't live in that pain. Stop revisiting it. Stop talking about it. Stop giving it life. A lot of times we pray and we ask God to take away the pain, or we start taking those steps that we need to take to heal and get past it, but then we hold on to it. Nothing is going to work until you let go of the pain. I'm speaking from experience. Sometimes we hold on to it so tight because we want sympathy. We don't know how to let it go. We want someone to pay for what they did to us. While you're trying to make somebody pay or get somebody back for the wrong that they've done to you, you're damaging your own peace and jeopardizing your own healing. I've done that. It's not worth it. Leave it back there. It doesn't matter. It happened. It's in the past. It doesn't matter anymore. Heal from it, grow from it, help others do the same. And that's all I have in this video. I'll see you in the next one.